Deep in the heart of India, where the golden sun rises over the Bay of Bengal, stands a temple like no other. The Konark Sun Temple, a masterpiece of ancient architecture, is a place where stone whispers secrets of gods and legends. Among its many wonders, there is one figure that captures the imagination, the horse-headed deity, a mysterious being whose story is woven into the very stones of this sacred place. Long ago, when the world was young, and the gods still walked among men, the great temple of Konark was being built. It was dedicated to Surya, the sun god, whose chariot of fire races across the sky each day, bringing light and life to the world. The temple was designed as a giant chariot, with 12 pairs of massive stone wheels and 7 mighty horses, all carved with such skill that they seemed ready to leap into motion. But among these horses, one figure stood apart, a divine being with the head of a horse and the body of a man. The people called him Hayagriva, the horse-headed god. His story begins in the ancient scriptures, where he is known as a guardian of sacred knowledge and a protector of the divine word. What? Some say he was once a great sage, cursed to wear the form of a horse, while others believe he was born as a god, blessed with wisdom beyond human understanding. Whatever his origin, Hayagriva was revered as a being of immense power and deep secrets. Legend tells that when the temple was being built, the artisans and sculptors faced a great challenge. The king had ordered that the temple must be perfect in every way, for it was to be a home for the sun god himself. But as the workers carved the great stone horses that would pull Surya's chariot, they found that one horse refused to take shape. No matter how they tried, the stone would not yield to their tools. Frustrated, they prayed to the gods for guidance. That night, under the light of the full moon, a vision appeared before the chief sculptor. A radiant figure with the head of a horse and the voice of thunder. It was Hayagriva himself. He spoke in a voice that echoed like the waves of the ocean. "You seek to carve a horse," he said, "but this stone holds more than a beast. It holds a deity, a guardian of wisdom. Let me guide your hands, and you shall create not just a horse, but a god." The sculptor awoke with a start, his hands trembling. He rushed to the temple and began to work, his chisel moving as if guided by an unseen force. The stone seemed to soften under his touch, and soon the figure of Hayagriva emerged, his noble horse head raised high, his human hands holding sacred scriptures, his eyes filled with divine light. The moment the last stroke was made, a great wind swept through the temple, and the people heard the distant sound of hooves, as if a celestial horse had just galloped through the heavens. From that day on, the horse-headed deity became a guardian of the temple. Pilgrims who came to worship Surya would also pray to Hayagriva, asking for wisdom and protection. Some claimed that on quiet nights they could hear the faint sound of chanting near his statue, as if the god himself was reciting ancient hymns. Others said that those who meditated before his image would sometimes see visions, glimpses of forgotten knowledge or answers to their deepest questions. But Hayagriva's presence was not just a blessing. It was also a warning. The temple's priests spoke of a hidden prophecy, that if ever the knowledge of the gods was forgotten, if ever the sacred words were lost, Hayagriva would rise from his stone slumber and ride across the earth, restoring balance. Some feared this day, for it would mean the world had fallen into darkness. Others awaited it with hope, for it would bring the return of divine wisdom. As centuries passed, the Konark Sun Temple faced many trials. Invaders came, storms ravaged, and time itself wore away at the stones. Yet the horse-headed deity remained, his watchful eyes still gazing over the ruins. Even now, when the first light of dawn touches his ancient face, it is said that his lips move in a silent prayer, a reminder that the gods have not abandoned this world. So if you ever stand before the Konark Temple, look closely at the horse-headed figure. Listen to the wind. Perhaps you will hear the echo of hooves, the whisper of a forgotten hymn, or the voice of a god who has waited centuries for someone to remember his story. And in that moment you may understand why the ancients carved him in stone, to remind us that some truths are eternal, and some guardians never sleep. This is the legend of the horse-headed deity of Konark, a tale of wisdom, mystery, and the enduring power of faith. His story is carved not just in stone, but in the very soul of India, waiting for those who seek to uncover its secrets.